what actually is transfer?
Well, the transfer of learning is where you take something you've already learnt in one context and apply it to a whole new context. So, the learning then actually becomes more dynamic and way more useful.
Okay, and why is this important?
Well, we don't just learn to read because it's useful in the classroom. We learn to read because it's foundational to how we relate to others and interact with the whole world. So, this is the real deal and some actual real powerful stuff.
Okay, maybe we should go outside and just show an example of this.
When I'm not studying, I like to play netball. This is an example of a sport that requires high hand-eye coordination, and the skills that I learn in this can also be applied to many other sports, such as
basketball. This maps onto the concept for neurotransfer. Neurotransfer refers to when students apply their learning in one area to a similar situation. Because the learning and applied contexts are similar, it makes it far easier to transfer the learning from one situation to the other. Clearly, neurotransfer is more suitable for a person who is just starting out learning new concepts or skills.
Then you've got fire transfer. This is more difficult than near transfer. It is where you take something you've learnt and apply it to a totally different context. This could look like using chopsticks to pick up sushi, demonstrating the application of fine motor skills in a completely different context. You would be right in saying that the learning then becomes more useful and applicable across many domains of life. However, there are instances where it can go wrong.
Willingham suggested 3 strategies to help people maximise transfer when learning and transferring principles or concepts. First, you want to use lots of diverse, familiar and non-abstract examples. This could be throwing a tennis ball or driving a car. The idea is that by training students on lots of different examples, they will eventually be able to extract the underlying principles in hand-eye coordination and subsequently increase the likelihood of spontaneous transfer to new contexts.
Willingham's second strategy says that you must explicitly inform the learner of the deep structures that you are trying to teach. You want students to know that they are learning a core component of catching a ball, and not just the superficial features. This could be that you want basketball players to understand the mechanisms of the catch, like strategies to position the hands while the ball is still in flight, and the fine motor skills involved, instead of just throwing the ball and then expecting this to be common knowledge.
The third principle is where you want people to practice transferring these hand-eye coordination skills to other contexts. This could be explaining and teaching someone's grandma to text on their mobile phone, as it requires the same similar fine motor skills as the previous examples. Yeah, so just like that, and then you press that one. Perfect!